Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I am 31.
All right. Well, I'm sure you saw the topic. What do you got on it? Dating is dumb.
So I agree with you. Um, and especially now after hearing the first lady speak and kind of putting the pieces together. And I
Hmm.
do agree that I think females, we don't necessarily look for the right things. For example, myself, I didn't, I wasn't like sexually active until my 20s. So
Okay.
sex was always out of the picture when it came to relationships. So I had a list of basically like all of the responsible things that I was looking for in a man. Finally, when I found that, the sex was off, but I still stayed with the man for like four
Hmm.
years. I'm
Are
willing to
you
marry the
married?
guy.
Are you okay? The sex is off, but everything else is right.
Yeah,
Did
like he
he?
was responsible.
But hold on. Did you want to get married?
I did. I mean, in the back of
Did
my
you?
mind,
Did you want to get married going into the relationship? Were
of
you?
course, yeah.
Was he marriage minded going into the relationship?
He was. He was like a traditional type of person, like getting married before babies and all that.
And you guys didn't marry?
We didn't. We ended
So
up
why were you
living
with him for
together.
4 years?
That's the thing. So I thought I was on the right track, and but now hearing the way that you're saying it, it's true. This is how you end up 40 alone with no kids, because you waste so much time thinking or being scared that something will go wrong. So you're basically running out the clock to then be like, "Oh, I was right. Thank God I don't have to get divorced now. We just have to
Hmm.
break up."
That's it.
So yeah. So my thing is like, how do you get over that initial fear? Because I mean, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect, and I'm still working
Did
through
you
my
ever learn how
stuff.
to swim?
I'm sorry.
Did you ever learn how to swim?
I did, but I don't remember it specifically.
Okay. Um, how do they get people afraid of getting in the deep end of the pool?
I You just shove them in, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just like you and the other woman proved, there's no amount of taking it slow, moving in this and that. All you get out of that is the same level of exposure and heartbreak, but nothing. No tax break, no nothing. And it's generally not the men who are hesitant. Modern women are 1 foot in, 1 foot out because you're 1 foot in. You want traditional men, but you want to be modern women. You got to pick. If you want to be a modern woman, buy a dog, go live with your girlfriend. You want to be a traditional woman, get in leadership, get in role, get in your line, get in your role. Because he has a role, you have a role. Whether you work, both are working or not. But you cannot have it all. And when you try to have it all as a modern woman, you have what you guys have. Nothing. And unfortunately, we don't have these conversations. We have women telling women to take your time, don't make a mistake, such and so forth. So when somebody like myself comes along and say, "What are y'all waiting for?" It sounds crazy. But what really sounds crazy is when you guys get to explain what you're doing instead. So that's why I hope women hear these things so they'll start saying, at least if you were married, you'd have 4 years into a marriage. But that's the thing. It seems like today many women don't even value a man like him being in the house. You said you guys live together?
Yeah.
How long?
Out of the 4 years, we were together for two and a half, living together.
Okay. So what was the thought process of moving in together and not getting married?
Well, I was in a circumstance where I couldn't move back with my parents, and I
Hmm.
also could, so it was basically like financially wise for the both of us.
Okay. Did he
And
want to marry you?
yeah, we
But you didn't want to commit to him.
yeah, I was gonna wait for him to propose, and I just didn't. At the
Wait a
end of
minute.
the day,
Okay. Okay.
I was like
But
complacent.
if he wanted to marry you,
No, but not at the moment. We were both
okay.
like on a track. We
Okay.
were both kind of like on a timeline, and I was just complacent. Like I loved him, but I wasn't like fully fulfilled because of the physical part.
Get a dildo. Pleasure yourself. I don't care about
That
that.
was my solution. I know. That was
But
my
my
solution.
but you moved in with a guy without making him commit to you. And you say he wanted to marry you. How do you know that?
because we spoke about it. And when we broke up, he even said, I really thought this was it. Like, we were both very emotional. And
All right, let me help you ladies out. Men who want to marry you go buy a ring. They don't do all this stuff. Men, this is why, I mean, haven't you heard stories where women meet a man and under 6 months they're married and it seems like everything went so fast and then
yeah.
for you got 4 years? Because that's what a man who wants to get married does.
Hmm.
He doesn't do these baby steps. But if you're moving in fear, he's moving in fear, y'all don't need to be together.
Right.
So I appreciate it, though. I'm going to go on to the next part. See, ladies, I'm going to tell you this. Like it or not, you're not picking the kind of men, you want, for women who say they're ready for marriage, I will tell you, I have seen too many men decide when they're ready to get married, they go looking for a wife and they don't wait. Because men are like, I'm ready to get married, let's move on. Men are not trying to spend 3, 4 Januaries together with you as a girlfriend. Let's get to it. We got shit to do. That whole perpetual high school shit is real. Perpetual high school or college. Why are you moving in with somebody? We're moving in together. You move in with your husband. The reality is a lot of you ladies, maybe not her case, you know, in the first woman's case, you end up falling in love with what that dick do. Cool. This is why I played what I played at the beginning. For the people who weren't paying attention, who weren't here at the beginning, I'll play it again so you guys can understand how we got here. I can play so how we got here.
So I don't know what I'm expecting to. What am I looking for me being in a relationship for 1 year versus us getting married straight away? Because there's nothing that you're not going to know about someone without being with them anyway. But I'm not going to waste time and, how can I say this? I'm not going to allow time for me to have premarital sex, because I'm not going to, if you're not having sex with a person, you're not going to stay that long with them before you get married, okay? We're not just going to sit around and talk. So we get married to prevent us from fornicating, from possibly having premarital sex.
We're almost
by
there.
accident, as I say. So that's why we tend to get married. And also, if things go wrong, then they go wrong. But this is why your father is there to vet your man. This is why the families are so involved. To be that net, if something does go wrong, the family is there. And the family has already vetted that person for me. My father already spoke to my husband. My father already knew the type of man my husband was. Men tend to see things in other men that women can't. I don't know why, but from what I've seen here is like, girls, we tend to be kind of slow when it comes to picking partners because it's hard for women to get past that adrenaline of like, oh, I like this guy because he's exciting and he makes me feel so butterflies. But my father knew how to pick a stable man for me. He knew how to pick one that was a hardworking man who wasn't going to let bills get behind, let things just happen. So I hope that answers your question.
That's the essence of what it is. You don't know how to pick. That's why so many modern women are by themselves. You don't know how to pick. And you're emotional. You pick on the butterflies instead of picking on the substance, the character. That's why so many women, I want a high value man, because to many women, they think, well, that's character. That's a part of it.